Hello everyone and welcome back to RWB International. Yeah, back week after what has happened at Zolder. We are looking at the grid and what has changed? Absolutely nothing. It's Jake Moore on pole position yet again with Ollie Kirton alongside him, completing the front row after the all week of qualifying that we had as an open session. This is starting to be a definition of insanity. Just doing the same thing over and over again. Although we are changing the tracks, but still we have the same result every time. It's just Jake Moore on the front row. Basically subscribed to the P1 position at this point. We've changed the cars, we've changed the tracks, and he just keeps on giving, but maybe there will be a slight change. We shall see during the race. As definitely the P2 man, Ollie Kirton, will want to beat Jake. Jake already taking both wins in the two races we had before in the Aston Martin. Maybe the qualifying did not change, but there are some chances in the race for sure. We have minute and 45 of racing to go. But we should not overlook also the second drop of Marko Badowski and Do, two very fast drivers of the RWB. Will definitely want to speak, or more or less say drive well during this race, as everyone is already starting to go towards start-finish straight. Through the final chicane, the Mickey Mouse section, we go side by side, as already some people have forgotten to take the start, which is Wade Bennett and Wood of Lion. And here we are, side by side formation, coming towards the line. Let's see who can get the better launch, who can have the better reaction from the two. As the cars are moving and we are racing at Catalonia, it is a great start from Ollie Kirton, already pulling ahead of Jake Moore, but the Jake Moore will have the better line for the first corner, 3 wide as they try to go maybe 4. Please, not into turn 1, guys, come on. Break into the turn 1, it is Jake Moore outbraking Ollie Kirton. Kirton slightly letting him go, slotting down to second place. Meanwhile, Badowski has kept his third position ahead of Doe, and Daniel Barnett keeps going on in P5. And look at Jake Moore already starting to slightly pull away from Ollie Kirton. Kirton will definitely have to get up to speed really fast, something he didn't manage to do last week. Let's see further down the pack, fighting going on. Adam Sharp trying to jump rigorously for the P8. Meanwhile, Carlos Bolanos behind him, hustling him at the edge of the top 10, and also closely behind is Emil Sieblem. Everyone nicely making their way through the pack as there is a side-by-side going on. Up ahead, it looks to be RWB Tyrion going on with Rick Binersley. Binersley head the inside line into the campsite corner, the turn 9. Fast right-hander maybe into the braking zone of turn 10. Will there be a chance? Also there is some side-by-side going on. There is Carlos Bolanos still defending from Adam Sharp, and Bolanos keeps the P9. And Sharp has been then thrown down into P10. Maybe he can be under pressure from Emil Sieblom very soon as we go into the Mickey Mouse section. And that is lap 1 done for these drivers. Just a few more to go until the end. And here it is Jake Moore already with over 1 second over Ollie Kirton. So Jake keep picking up where he left off. After great performance last week, it looks like it is gonna just keep going, as we had a small accident at the back. It looks to be Wood of Lion. Let's see what has happened there. The Belgian forgot to take the start, although he did not qualify, so probably starting from the pit lane was the better option for him. So let's see, coming to the final few corners. Oh, there was already some things happening, as there was. You could see the red and white Porsche just turning into him, into the chicane, with him managing to somehow put himself back together. and keeps going on. There's more and more fighting going through the mid pack of this race. Let's see, back to the front. Not much has changed over the course of the lap, but Dor seems like he has a little bit more pace over third man Marco Badowski. And also closely behind will be Daniel Barnett and RWB Madley. Both of them rushing him, almost pressuring him to just go faster. We want to pull out, get ahead. But something you can also notice new from this week is the driver rating, as RWB has brought their own driver ratings towards the races we do here. Although there has been no web services, nothing being calculated specially, just taking the results, taking everything, and seeing who is driving how, and somehow setting up the driver ratings, although it's still slightly work in progress. As you can see, Jake Moore definitely not a silver rated driver. As the ratings go, as usual, you have your bronze, silver, gold and plat rated drivers. There's also the platinum plus, which you could say is the reserved for Jake Moore, so he does not spank the platinum drivers in his own category so hard. We'll see, the driver ratings definitely will be changing as we go on throughout this season and the other events that are gonna be hosted on the RWB. Let's look a little bit further down the pack. It's Jack Camoletto in P17, defending as hard as he can from Mad Al behind. Someone more on defense is Mad Al. As you can see, there's Jürgen Roiling going down the inside into turn 10. Beautiful textbook move by Jürgen Roiling, getting himself up into P19. Roiling, you would expect him to be a little bit higher at this point. As Jake Moore does fastest lap of the race of 44.58. And yeah, Roiling definitely a little bit behind the expectations of him. He's one of the really fast drivers around here. We might have a fight going on up ahead. Miko Sky slowly starting to catch on to Jack Camoletto. Maybe there will be an opportunity in turn 1, but no, decides to just hold back, stay behind. But you can see already Jürgen Roiling creeping up onto the back of the Porsche. Yeah, as you have noticed, today it's the round of the Porsche 911 GT3s. Let's see what does Miko Sky do right now, because Jürgen is gonna be fast. He is definitely the faster driver. So will Miko defend hard, or will Jürgen just get by easily as he tries to scare Miko a little bit as he gets the inside line out of the corner? Maybe into the turns 7 and 8, but probably not. That would be a dangerous move to do at this part of the race, as we have barely started. Has a tiny look down the inside of Kamsa, but not much happening there. Miko Sky goes slightly wide out of the exit of the corner, and this gives inside line to Jürgen Roiling, and again, same move as he did the lap before on a really similar looking Porsche. Both of them with a black base and just red highlights. And upper position it is for Jürgen Roiling. Let's look at this now. It is Daniel Barnett closely behind Do. He was supposed to be fight for P3, but now Do he will have to defend his P4 as hard as he can. That's really tight between them, really closely. Do. He went for the defensive move, but then slowly started to creep away into the podium positions, and we have someone spinning around that should be Rick Binnersley. Just slightly. Oh no. That was not the replay I was aiming for, but well, let's move on from where we left off. That was Door getting himself up a position over Daniel Barnett. Barnett had a really great qualifying, currently the highest positioned AM driver or the bronze driver, however you wanna call it, in P5, the closest being Nigel Wood in P13. Let's see if he maybe can launch in counter-attack onto Door, down the inside into turn 10. Can he make a move? No, he just takes a look. Tries to scare Door to just make a small mistake. And you can see all of them are being held up currently by Marco Badowski. Badowski does not have as much speed as the qualifying has shown. You look from the rear wing of Marco Badowski. You can see the train behind already being formed. Going to the start-finish straight, it's gonna be a long one. It's one of the longest straights we have on the calendar. Let's see, Door in the slipstream, tucked down under the rear wing. And let's see if Badowski can do something out of it. Badowski does not defend, this gives the inside line to Door. This will be a simple outbreaking move if Door can hang it. It's really close between them. Badowski had to pull out a little bit as the car started to slide, but Door has the move done really nicely. And there is a little bit of contact between between Badowski and Barnett. Barnett who goes a little bit wide. That will lose him a position, maybe even two, as Madley is now down the inside into turn 4. Let's see if Daniel Tenzino keeps the outside line. So Badowski has lost the position to Madley. Let's see now what happens with Barnett as they go side by side. Very close as Barnett is on the verge of the brake performance, almost losing the car. Let's see, maybe Tyrion can now make the move stick. Yes, he does, and he moves up into P5. So Barnett, from what was defense, come on, you could say attack for the positions. He has just managed to lose 2 positions, and it's not done yet, as Carlos Bolanos is also really close behind. Maybe can have a move. Also, you can see behind Petr Pek fighting off with Adam Sharp on the outskirts of the top 10. Pek being currently the P10 running car. The Czech driver will definitely wants to move up ahead of Sharp. Sharp currently seems like he's holding him up. But lots of things are happening currently here. So let's see. Yes, Badowski and Madley. Badowski in the bright pink and blue colored Porsche, Madley in the really dark, almost dark green and red. Nope, that's not the car I wanted. This is the car I wanted. Let's see. Madley is currently well ahead of Marco Badowski, so no move to be expected there. But more problems are definitely gonna arise for Marco Badowski. He was the one holding the pack, holding up the train. Well, the car says we have a yellow flag somewhere in the 3rd sector. Number 21, Damien Wilk. And let's see what has happened with the pole. Oh, he was around the outside of one car, and oh, that's a really clumsy move. He's managed to collect even more cars around him. And that wasn't the place where you should have put your car, Damien. That's asking for trouble at that point. Yeah, but this will be definitely one for the stewards to see and make a decision. But let's go back to the top 10 fights. It's currently Daniel Barnett, Christian Bolanos, and is that Tyrion? Yeah, that's RWB Tyrion currently ahead of Daniel Barnett, with Bolanos closely behind. Let's see, Barnett was ahead, but he looked to have a little bit more pace. But after the contact, he now finds himself behind Tyrion, and let's see what he can do. Going out of the final corner, he wants to attack Tyrion, but more than that, looks like Bolanos is closely behind. Let's see what's gonna happen here. Petr Pek tucked down under the rear wing of Adam Sharp, pulls to the right hand side. I'm trying to talk. and gets the move nicely done. Has the inside line, although there was a little bit close between him and Sharp, but Sharp has to concede the position as the outwash of the car in front just hits him really hard and just could not follow as close as possible through the corner. So it is Peterpek up into P9. This run is probably not over yet because the cars in front are not gonna be as slow or as fast. See, Marko Bojowski has been slightly faster in some laps. But that will be because Peck had Adam Sharp in front of him. Now he has relatively clean air, so let's see what kind of lap times can he do right now. Go to the inside of the car of Daniel Barnett. Little visit from us to see how he takes care of the Porsche around Catalunya circuit. Interesting line there from Daniel Barnett, as you could see under the brakes. Just throwing the car towards the apex, trying to scare Marko Bojowski in front of him just that little bit to maybe give him an opening. Talking much about this race is definitely RWB Godzilla, as we saw a lot more from him in the previous race. Currently behind the police car of RWB Rigel. The police would definitely be needed for today, because there has been some, you could say, attempt at murder from some drivers. Mainly to the final chicane. Godzilla looks to be a little bit faster than Rigel. Mainly through the twisty sections, but Rigel has the speed over him on the straights. You can say Rigel slightly understeering through the section. Maybe now Godzilla can get into the slipstream, maybe we'll have the chance into the corner. But not close enough, just has to stay behind Rigel for now, for the time being. Maybe analyze the driving a little bit. And figure out where is he faster, where is he slower, and where can he try to attempt an overtake, as we saw Rigel going a little bit wide through the corners before into the gravel. That slowed him definitely down. But he just can't make a pass for this section, it's virtually impossible. The car ahead would really have to make a big mistake for you to even attempt to move into the chicane. But we have seen crazy things happen in the RWB, definitely. We have three-way battle going on here. Samuel Martens, Christian Barros and Emma Plate. As Simon Martens holds the inside line, defense from both of them. Meanwhile, side by side, this through the second part of the turn 1 and 2. Christian Barros has the inside for turn 3. Will Emma Plate be able to hang it around the outside? He has the overlap, but the car is just gonna go wide, go really wide. As you don't have the grip in the tires and the downforce to hold it. Barros still has the inside line as Emma Plate tries as hard as he can to hold it around the outside. He can't at this point, and it is Barros who takes the position. Now maybe he will also get a run on Simon Martens. Martens made the meal out of that corner. And Barros has the inside line, but again there is a little bit of contact with Mertens, has been forced wide by Barros. Through the corners. That's gonna sting a little bit. That's gonna sting really heavily for Simon Mertens. Meanwhile, Emma Plate is trying to make a move down the inside of Christian Barros, but not this time. Pulls a little bit back. Does not attempt to throw the car down the inside. But that was wild from Christian Barros as he just muscled his way past Simon Mertens. And now Mertens has Wood of Lion now for a company. Lion did not qualify for the race, but he definitely seems to have enough speed to at least get through the traffic and maybe gain the positions. As you can see that little bit oversteering moment there from Mertens. It's gonna be an easy breeze past him for Wood of Lion, the third racing driver. Already. Well, I would say already past Simon Mertens, but Mertens holds his own. And somehow Mertens manages to keep the position with a beautiful move around the outside of turn 1. Although Lion tries to launch in counter attack and is really close. You can see him going around the outside of turn 3, managing to get better run over Mertens, and that's a beautiful line there from Lion. Maybe he will try it also around turn 4, but the way the corner goes does not help him very much. But you could just see how the car managed to hook up really nicely through turn 3 again with the Lion. Tries to maybe get the switchback line through this left-hander, maybe just force Mertens into the compromised line and hamper his exit speed. But Mertens really beautifully holds the line and does not allow any opening for Wood of Lion, who will have to go back to the drawing board and think of something other than the outside lines. You could see Lion's car just hangs up through the corners really nicely. But Mertens does not give him anything, does not give him the opening for the inside. So maybe Lion will have to be a little bit more forceful with his choice of the line into the corner. Maybe now he has a look into the corner. Does he try? He thought about it, but you know you're just gonna be turned into that corner. You just can't expect the car to vanish through there. It's just a one-line corner. And here we go, back to the start-finish train line. Again, pulling out to the right-hand side, to the inside line. Can he make the move stick this time around? As also we have fight behind between Ian Simcox and Debug. Line side by side into turn 1. Will he have the braking performance this time around as Mertens tries to hang it around, but not happening this time. We also Debug has managed to pass Simcox behind. And Lion up into P25. And now he can use the clean air that is there for him and chase up. Now played in Christian Barros. As we have a yellow flag in turns 1 and 2. She looks to be Dale Killer, so let's see what has happened here. Number 899 machine fighting off with the car behind what looks to be Way Bennett, but oh, as he jumps over the curbs. The yellow sausage or yellow banana curbs as he missed the apex in turn 1. And that's all she wrote for him. The car just yeets and flies off into the corner. Looking a little bit further back to the fights happening in the lower positions, with it being Iron Seer and RWB. And also mentioned Iron Simcox and Debug, as Simcox is slowly being caught by FX, our resident streaming service of the RWB, so we have to thank him very much for providing all of this for us to go and watch. Let's see, let's visit the living room of RWB onto the start-finish straight. See, maybe if he can somehow use the slipstream and catch up to Iron Simcox. There is a little bit of gains being done. Little bit, maybe a move. Nope, not close enough this time around. But you can see that FX definitely has the better pace this time. The car hooks up really nicely through turn 3 as Simcox just washes away onto the outside. FX now has the inside line to turn 4, and let's see if he tries it. He has the nose there, but Simcox holds it nicely this time around. And FX has to be worried also about the car behind. You can see in the rear view mirror Odin Suen is there. He at least attempts to show the nose down two FX to hamper him a little bit, to make him worried about Xuen. This is gonna be definitely a spicy fight for the positions to not be in the 30s and to at least be in the 20s of the positions. Shiloh, that's a late move there by Odin Xuen as he maybe tries to gain the positions on FX. FX has to have the outside line through this Mickey Mouse section, but it was a really unexpected move from Xuen there. FX definitely caught up by that. Both of them managing to navigate the corners really beautifully. FX misses the apex just a little bit, rides the curb on the exit. This might help Xuen a little bit going onto the start-finish straight. But he's just not close enough. We have another spin there for Damien Wilk. In the final corner, let's see what he has done this time around, my man. Oh, and just catches the curb in the second part of the corner, and the car did not like it. You could see that it did definitely not like that one. But back towards Barros and Xuen, and you could see Vlad just slowly make way towards them. Although the previous lap only 0.006 of a second faster than Emma played, he is slightly faster than the cars ahead. And Christian Barros definitely slowing Emma Plate down over the course of this race. Emma Plate cannot find the way past. He is thinking about it, but just does not have enough speed to gain something. Let me see what is happening here in front. Oh, and we have a car in the gravel, that's Wayne Bennett. Let's see what was here. Oh, the car just lost all of the grip, and this is not the best section you want to happen. That's the fastest corner probably on the circuit, and the car just decided to go away from him. That was really dangerous. Luckily he managed to keep it on the asphalt and keep the car going. And some things have happened in the top 10, as currently we have Rick Nersley and Peter Peck fighting off for P12, although Peck was in the positions of the top 10. And now it's him and Nersley fighting off for what is P12. There's just lots of things happening on the track. You can just see this long snake of cars being currently led by RWB Godzilla. Although it does not seem like he's holding up the cars that much. He is just there and thereabout in front of Rigel. It does not seem to be slowing them down. But I think Rigel maybe could be going faster if he was not behind Godzilla. But someone who wants to go faster definitely is Mad Al, currently behind Miko Sky, and you can just see him gaining, but also Jack Camoletto behind him is gaining on him as well. And so is definitely Jürgen Roeling, as it looks to happen, like free wide looks to happen here at some point for sure. These four cars being so close together as Camoletto is trying to force the issue on Mad Al. We force Al to just open up the steering and open the inside line for Camoletto. But not happening right now as Al just keeps the position. Camoletto, you could see him just looking down the inside into turn 3. It's like thinking about let me go, but just can't force the position yet. On board with Camaletto we go. Through the Capsa corner, you could see Mad Al taking a different line to Miko Sky, a little bit more tight than he would want. This gives a great idea to Jack, although, oh, that got a bit close on the apex. Not gonna lie, it looked like Mad Al was gonna need a new bumper at that point. You can see all this fighting. Mad Al has Miko Sky in front of him and just cannot get past. As soon as Al tries something and does not succeed, Jack Camaletto is there like, hello, I will be taking that position. But status quo remains for now. Nothing has changed, but something might change in near future. Camaletto really close behind Mad Al. Let's see if Al tries to defend. Does not rise. Jack Camaletto takes the inside line to turn 1. Nicely on the brakes, and that is a move for him done. But also watch out for Aero and rolling as he tries to go nicely around the outside of turn 2 in front of Mad Al, and that's 2 positions lost within 5 seconds for the RWB head steward. But there are gonna be definitely some more position gains for sure. Miko Sky now has Jack Camaletto behind. And the train that has been forming looks like it's gonna be decoupled really fast at this point. So we have our first visit to the pit lane, which is Martin Schaefer. And it is rather early, remember, there is no mandatory pit stop, but with a minute and 45 the cars can't take the entire race on one tank. So the pit stop is to be happening at some points. But there is no pit window, nothing, so the drivers just have to figure it out for themselves. The pit window kinda is naturally within the first, you would say, the 30 minutes to the last 30 minutes. It really depends on what type of car are we using at that point and at what track. Some cars maybe a bit more fuel thirsty, some might be a bit more conservative on the fuel. Also the strategies are a little bit different, as we have a spinner again in the final corner, which looks to be RWB Charger. Let's see what the man has done at this point. And has it been yet again the inside? Oh yeah, the inside curve just takes another victim. RWB Chargers just neatly spins around, beautiful fast 360 from him. And back we go to the fight for P17. Miko Sky, Jack Camaletto and Irene Roiling. Camaletto was close for coming to the turn 1. It's lost a little bit to Miko Sky. Let's see what they can do now. So we take a look from the rear wing of Miko Sky and you can watch the hungry eyes of the GPX racing Porsche of Jack Camaletto as he is really hustling Miko Sky really strong around the circuit, Catalonia. But Sky is not making any major mistakes, not putting a foot wrong to give an opening to Jack Camaletto. And that is a really important thing to do, just keep the car pointing forward, pointing onto the racing line. And you won't have any troubles happening. Definitely helps you a lot with the defense if you don't make a mistake. And the desperation might be starting to kick in a little bit for Jack Camaletto. It's longer and longer you are stuck behind the car in front, and with the urine roiling type of driver behind you, someone who is definitely faster, that's gonna be a bit nerve-wracking to say. Now let's see what has happened here for RWB Cos. So we have a replay lined up and oh, it is the same mistake again. Although this time it has resulted in a small left tap to the wall. We can start to see a small pattern forming around here. as it is a number of drivers losing the car into the turn 9, and also lots of drivers being caught up into the final chicane with the curbs. So definitely two places on the track that we have to be worried about. Let's look from the inside of Jeren Roiling, as he has two targets in front of him, Jack Hamlet and Mikko Sky, and the first one is on a chopping board. Let's see, will it be a beautiful chop or not from Jeren Roiling? And it is. Good work from him down the inside, simple under the brakes. Hamlet does not give him much troubles. And maybe now Jeren Roiling will be a bit more lucky with Mikko Sky and his attempts to get by. Although Oasis wings the car on the exit, I may have been a little bit wrong, as they both have now managed to pass Mikko Sky. I have been deceived by the live timing and not watched with my very own eyes. And we have an attempt of a move back behind, as it's Emma Plate now taking a position away from Mad Al. So this, the top 20 for Emma Plate, and Mad Al now falls down into P21. And I think he will have someone for company really fast, as well as Wouter Blind has been posting some really nice laps. And he had the previous lap 4/10 faster than Mad Al. Let's see what lies ahead for the Dutchman, the Belgian. Looking directly onto Emma Plate, you can see the work of the steering wheel. But now, more importantly, we have to look forward onto Mikko Sky. See if something is gonna happen there for Emma Plate. Maybe move down inside to 1010, not this time around. And you can see it's just a matter of time when he makes the move, as Mikko Sky goes a little bit drifting into there. Beautifully held though. Small style points there for Sky, definitely. But the tires do not like it, and you can see Mikko just defending into the chicane, just compromises the line through the corner. And as we go into the start-finish straight, Emma Plate will have the better run. And that's not. It looks like they are really evenly matched when it comes to the straight line speed. This would have to be a really opportunistic move for Emma Plate, so he just hangs back, holds his ground for the time being. Maybe we'll look on an opening elsewhere. Let's see, Sky, you can see them fighting for the position, fighting with the car. And Emma Plate just needs to show the nose there as he goes for an ambitious dive into the corner. But he has the inside line and takes the position, although it was a little bit forceful. It's a nice move from Emma Plate, and now up he goes, chasing Roiling and Cavaletta, who both of them chasing RWB Rigel in front. Oh, and we have things happening in front of us. What looks to be number 37 of Adam Sharp. And let's see what has happened there, because there was a group of cars. Yeah, there's Peter Peck going wide. And there is Sharp. Oh, and it's just Rick Binersley sticking his nose down the inside. Sharp gets a double tap around there. Peck, meanwhile, just has to go around there, around the outside through the gravel, minding his own business. And this looks to be like a DNF now for Adam Sharp as he pulls onto the old part of the circuit, although you don't see him anymore, so that's gonna be a DNF for the man. That's gonna feel really bad. Meanwhile, in the loopy land, in the land of the fast, it is Jake Moore 11 seconds ahead of Ollie Kierten. Just look at this. 11 seconds. That's the entire back straight here. I'm just thinking, what can they do to slow down Jake Moore at this point? Like, you would have to throw him into the GT4 Porsche for these races, probably. But, you know, the hard work there definitely pays off for Jake Moore. All of the practice and the setup fiddling being done. You can see it just gives you the results as he was 11 seconds ahead of Ollie Kirton. Let's see what it is on the line. 11.8, so a really strong pace there for Jake Moore. And then another 5 seconds behind though. So you could see the top 5 is mildly just another 6 seconds behind, although RWB Tyrion is right behind madly. The entire top 10 is being strung out a little bit. Everyone is just those 4 or 5 seconds behind. Not much happening for those guys, although there might be some things happening here. In the car of the GOAT racing team, Emil Sjöblom, the Swedish powerhouse that is Sjöblom, currently in the top 10, chasing now Christian Bolamos or Carlos Bolanos. Bolanos definitely does not have it easy right now, as you can see from the driving of him. He is thinking about Sjöblom that is behind. He definitely does not concentrate as hard as he would maybe want on the road in front. A little bit slidey this for Sjöblom. Bolanos just that little bit slidey, little bit uncohescent, you could say, just thinking about the car behind more than he should. You can see him again missing the braking point, missing the apex. And on the previous lap, Sjöblom was over half a second faster than Bolanos. This is gonna be a move that's gonna happen really soon, I would say. Let's see, Bolanos just not driving the racing line, maybe driving the wet line, the karting line, although both of them heavily over the curbs. And there is our first victim today. The track limits have claimed one, and it is Carlos, who will have to make the trip into the pit lane. But meanwhile, Badowski, our man from the P3, now has fallen down all the way to P10 and up into P9 he goes. Marco Badowski with the curious team name of the dead left front. And yeah, the front left is gonna take a beating around this circuit with so many fast right-handers. You lean onto the left-hand side tires really heavily. But just thinking, what is further now for Badowski, because he has been falling down the order since the start of the race, although it looks like it might be a bit less drastic for now on. After being in P3 in the qualifying, you would definitely expect him to fight at least in the top 5 positions, if not more. More of the positions, not Jake Moore. It does not seem like there is anyone who can fight him at this point. And just looking back from the rear wing of Carlos Bolanos, let's see if he takes the drive-through penalty now, or if he keeps on fighting of Emil Sjöblom. And Sjöblom would want to get by really soon, as he has Daniel Barnett 10 seconds in front of him, and yeah, Carlos goes into the pit lane. That now releases Emil Sjöblom to go as fast as he can. And he was being held up behind. So let's see now, when he has clean air, how much faster can he go over Daniel Barnett? 10 seconds is not gonna be easy to catch, but it's not impossible. There is still an hour to go, so lots of laps and lots of time to be gained there. We have cars exiting pit and the fight is resumed here. Miko Sky, Matt Al and Wood Lion now. The three-way fight for the positions inside of the teams. With Sky having the P19 and there is a slide and that's a Scandi flick and a half from Wood Lion. But let's see that from the replay. As you can see him just trying to go down the inside. Oh, but Al, he saw an opportunity there as Al drifted wide. But and replay has to cut away just at the perfect opportunity. Awesome. Oh, that was really not nice, ACC. Thank you very much. Yeah, but you could see there at that point the car just switched to the side, steering goes to the other side, and off you go into the wall. 10 out of 10 Scandi flick, 0 out of 10 cornering. Definitely would need a GPS right now to find his way around the circuit. But more fight happening around in the higher positions of the teams. P17 Emma Plate currently chasing Rick Nersley. And Emma has been on the charge, has been slowly making his way up in the positions. Let's see, maybe this time around into turn 1. Can he maybe at least endanger Nersley? He can't. Sticks to the position. Keeps the car behind, maybe just trying to stay in the slipstream of Nersley as much as he can. Currently more and more cars are coming into the pit lane. Also, this will be an interesting part of the race. But currently the biggest position gain definitely has to be Sergio Rafael Lemke. Up 10 positions into the P8 from P18. Godzilla already climbing up 20 positions up into P12. And both Camolet and Roiling up 15 to 14 and 15. Also Lion, but he has also lost a bunch of, maybe not positions, but definitely a lot of time. And conceded quite heavy damage, you would say, to the wall. So his progress in this race will be an interesting one to see for sure. Although on the other hand, big losses are there for Carlos Bolamos, Christian Barros and definitely also Marko Badowski, who has been slightly disappointing today, as he has just dropped really heavily throughout the race. Maybe running really high fuel load, but that would imply that all of the others around are running less fuel. But I think we are gonna get our answer in 30 minutes, but answer for this might be coming sooner than in 30 minutes. There was a defense from Rigbinos down the inside as he went back into the racing line, and our plate thought about maybe lunging in down the inside there. But he just cannot get enough overspeed on the start-finish straight. You could see him just going right and then back to the left. Nersley definitely feeling good about his driving, feeling confident that he can keep Emma Plate behind without the need to just compromise his line for any defense or any defensive positions, although there was a little bit of lap tap there seemed from Emma Plate. But don't be worried about the car behind, that is already lapped down. The car behind this next one, Miko Sky, fighting off with Mad Al for the P18. I could say Rick is doing a really good job right now after the small collisions that he had in the laps before. Holding off Emma Plate, not an easy feat. If another cars into the pit lane, Rigel, Binersley both in the pit lane, so now the release is ammo plate. And now will be good to see where he comes out when the pit stops happen. Compared to both of them, he definitely had space over Binersley, so maybe now just pulling the overcut and going as fast as he can. And Daniel Barnett has managed to find his way closer and closer to the position in front of him, to the P5 of RWB Medley, as they now have lots of traffic to think about. You could see Barnett maybe trying to just poke his nose around the outside of Medley, but also Medley has now Tyrion in front of him. You can see directly the blue and black Porsche. But just don't be confused by the two cars in front of them, the pink and white Porsche being out of the position. Is now into the pit lane, all three of the cars in front go. And this might not be the best thing that could have happened to Tyrion, as now he has car in front of him, the two lapped cars, the number 7 AM. The number 7 being RWB Cos. So Tyrion may be a little bit held up currently. And that's definitely gonna play into the hands of Madley and Barnett, who now have clean air and just can run at their own pace. And we are back to the endless fight of Mardal and Mikko Sky. These two have been locked in a fight for basically since the start of the race. None of them being able to, Mardal not being able to get past Mikko Sky. Although he started in front, was then promptly overtaken by Sky. Now he's trying to gain the position back. But every time he tried that, there was just somebody else to join the fight. Now someone else being Carlos Bolanos. And he has been catching Mad Al quite strongly, with it being 5-10 on the previous lap. So Bolanos with the speed, but will he be able to make the move? As you can see, much better run through turn 9. Now he's really closely behind Mad Al. Now let's see if he tries to go, pulls to the inside line. Will he try to sneak down the inside? There is a move. Mad Al gives it the position as Bolanos does not squeeze Al off the track. Side by side they go through the kink into the left-hander, and Mad Al just has to concede the position at that point. And beautifully, skillfully done by Carlos Bolanos, as he can now set his sights onto Mikko Sky. So one dark and red Porsche done, another one to go. Bolanos now could think, wait, I just passed this guy, how is he in front? But no, it's just a different kind of car. And he might be able to take two in a short succession, coming towards turn 1. Has the slipstream advantage, but a little bit far at the start to make anything out of it. You can see how the car beautifully hangs or hooks up through the corner. The car must be really nice now for Carlos Bolanos, really doing whatever he needs, sticking nicely to the apexes, to the racing line. On the other hand, you can see Mikko Sky just being a little bit off here and there. But also don't forget about Mad Al, because if there's an opportunity for Bolanos and it goes slightly wrong, Or we could say slightly, well, it could be a good day for Mad Al to get past maybe Miko Sky or maybe even both of them. We shall see as Bolamas runs slightly wide into the gravel that compromised his run through the turn 9. But now also Sky being on the compromised line, Bolamas has the inside into the Mickey Mouse section. Let's see if he maybe tries to hold it. He tries, and he does. Sky sees him coming and just keeps the door open. Does not make anything dumb, anything stupid as Bolanos turns into the pit lane. And I think so does Miko Sky. Yeah, Sky into the pit lane, and where is Mad Al in all of this? Mad Al goes for another lap. This might be the overcut for the British man. Maybe finally a chance to get past Miko Sky. If not on the track, then you can do it by strategy. And sometimes these feel even better when you can out-strategize your opponent, stay out a little bit longer, do some quick laps, come in, come out. Boom, you're past. It has a kind of different vibe, different feeling to it, but definitely feels good as well. More and more cars coming to the pit lane. With 50 minutes remaining, we can see in next 20 minutes we should have everyone resolved in the pit lane. You see Jack Camaletto here coming out in the land of nowhere. And here's the 917 of ammo plate in front of him. And what looked to be RWB beginnerly behind, I do believe. So I think it has been a good strategy call now for Ammo Plate, who has gotten past to Jack Camaletto. And now under the rear wing of the police, the RWB police, Rigel. Coming through the right hander at turn 9, the Campsa. Ammo Plate tries to get the run through there. But not possible this time around, so Rigel gets to keep his position for the time being. As we have would have line into the pit lane, definitely needed stop after the hit that he had in turn 3. But how long can Rigel keep up this pace? How long can he keep the position? And also he has the number 13 of Martin Schaefer in front of him, slowing him slightly down, I would say. Schaefer already was in the pit lane. But let's now look at Ammo Plate. Tucked down under the rear wing of Rigel, has the inside line to turn 1, and this should be easy move, but we saw people managing to hang it around the outside of this corner. Let's see, Rigel tries it as Plate will have to give him the racing room for the left-hander at turn 2. But now we'll have the inside for turn 3 and nothing Rigel can do there. And it is upper position now for Ammo Plate, and now he can set up and chase after Martin Schaefer. No, that is FX. I want to look at Schaefer. Hey. Hey, ACC. Thank you. Martin Schaefer in the Racer is slow team. Yeah, I hate you very much, Martin, as well. But let's see how fast you are, my man. If Racer is slow, then let's see, Ammo Plate definitely will be the fast guy here. Nicely through the corner. Ammo Plate, it's just creeping up under the rear wing of Martin Schaefer really slowly. You can see the number 971 of Ammo Plate hooking up through the corners much better, rather than Martin not having the best time right now. And definitely well played, having the car really nicely set up. Let's see now, onto the start-finish straight. What can the Emo Racing car do? He is closing, he just shows him the nose down the inside. Just the classic move to scare your opponent. As Schaefer makes a meal out of the turn 2, loses heaps of time. And now Plate will have a good run out of turn 3, maybe an opportunity down the inside into turn 4. Schaefer leaves the door open, gives him the room. Now that is Evo Plate up position, and Schaefer now has to be in the defense immediately because Rigel is closely behind. But he manages to compose really fast, get into the correct position. And Rigel did not get the opportunity to at least pass, or at least make a attempt at passing Schaefer. Now I will try to find the car that is a bit more pleasant to look at. For example, Daniel Barnett, still behind RWB Medley. But they both will have Tyrion for a company really fast, as they have a little bit of lapse traffic between each other. Now neatly making their way past the lapped car. There is more cars to come, as that looks to be Suen in front of all of them. Let's see who maybe catches him at the wrong time. Maybe who gets the good karma of the racing and catches him on the straight to just breeze past. But Suen not defending, nicely getting the inside line to Tyrion. And Barnett is slowly catching up, slowly making his way towards the rear wing of Madley. But I think Daniel Barnett will need a little bit of change to his driver rating for sure after this race. As he definitely does not seem to be a bronze rated driver on his pace, but what do I know? The algorithm said he is a bronze, so he is a bronze as Suen goes into the pit lane for his fuel. And now it is a clean air for them, for Barnett and Madley. Both of them now can go and chase after Tyrion. We are currently on a visit at Carlos Bolanos, the GPX driver behind Miko Sky. I think Miko has been in the pit lane at some point during the race, not long ago. Carlos now being stuck behind. But we are still waiting for Mad Al to make his pit stop, as that will be an important part of this battle of Sky Al. I would like to just check how fast has been Miko Sky going compared to Mad Al as we look from the rear wing onto Carlos Bolanos. So apparently Mad Al was 2 seconds faster on the previous lap. So that would definitely be an interesting one. But back to the racing, as you can see, Miko Sky making a big attempt at keeping the position away from Carlos Bolanos. Balona's really trying all he can, all of the tricks in the racing book, as he now gets the inside line. Let's see, maybe he tries to hang it on the inside of turn 9, a brave move from him. But Sky keeps the position as Bottas had a compromised line. But you can see a beautiful attempt from Bolanos to make a move, and great job by Sky for holding it around the outside. And now into the twisty sections we are again. And off we go back to the start-finish straight. Lots of time, lots of speed to be gained by Bolanos, who is really close behind Sky. You could not be any closer without pushing the car in front of you. Now down the inside goes Bolanos. He is really close, but he does not have enough overlap. Now tries to go under the brakes. And that's a textbook pass for Bolanos, and upper position he goes. And now he can set off to chase Wood Lion. Man currently in P20 with Rick Winnersley 6 seconds in front of him. As more fights are happening now, Martin Schaefer currently holding up Nigel Wood. And Rick Winnersley has been passed, I think, by Nigel, as Nigel was in the pit lane. So it is again a strategical pass for Mr. Wood. It does not seem like Martin has enough speed for the time being, as Nigel is holding on quite strongly and quite well. The car not working for Schaefer really well through the twisty section. You can see him being all over the place, just from the side of the circuit to the side of the circuit. And you could say it's a good. You have to use the entire width of the track to gain lap time. Well, you don't have to use the entire width with... Who made this language? Width of the circuit. Sometimes you don't need to be from the white line to the white line. But anyway, it is a good lap time there for Nigel Wood, slightly faster than Martin Schaefer. And so finally Jake Moore reminds us that he is part of this race, making a 44. What was that? A 44.4. That's the fastest lap from him. Currently over 12 seconds of a gap to Ollie Kirton. But Jake does not need to rush it at this point. In the previous race there were fastest laps popping off left, right and center, but this time he just probably wants to have a casual Sunday drive, although it is Saturday, but it is Sunday somewhere for sure at this point. And Nigel Wood slowly has caught up under the rear wing of Martin Schaefer. And Schaefer will be under the pressure at this point for sure. Let's see, the pro-rated driver currently being chased by the AM. Yeah, as I said, the driver rating still work in progress, trying to figure out where and who belongs. Definitely more and more races that are gonna be done will give a better understanding to the machine of who is at what speed. So we have another car in the pit lane, which is the number 4 machine. And that would be the Mad Owl, but how currently important part Nigel Wood tries to go down the inside of Martin Schaefer. Schaefer hangs it around the outside. We'll have a slightly compromised line through turn 3. Most importantly, Nigel Wood runs a little bit wide. That does not allow him to do anything, although he thinks about it into turn 4. Scares Schaefer a little bit now, but he will have the outside line for the next corner, and let's see what can happen. Schaefer Pieces him a little bit to the outside line, but now switchback is an opportunity there for Nigel Wood. Wood will have the inside line for the next corner, although Schaefer tries to shut the door. And Wood backs out of the corner, but will have the better run through here. Now let's see, up into turn 9. Who can get the run through here? Maybe an opportunity to dive down the inside. Although someone who is looking for opportunity to down the inside is also Rick Binosley onto this fight. And looking for a position. Binosley is slightly deep into that corner. But a nice defense there for Martin Schaefer, but how long can he keep this up? Yes, that was Nigel Wood putting up a really good fight. And almost getting Schaefer, as I think Schaefer's tires are starting to run on the last bits of the adhesion of the grip that they give. Into turn 1. This time around, no attempt from Nigel Wood, just hanging on in the slipstream of Martin Schaefer. Let's see if he can figure out something different this time. Just a slight look, slightly pulling out to the inside, but Schaefer won't be fooled twice by the same move. Fool me once, you have to learn fast of what is opportunity and what is not in racing. You have to see, he tried that before. That's just gonna be a dummy for me to make a mistake. I don't have to defend the same move twice. But it was slightly wide there for Schaefer. That's gonna give a small opportunity to Nigel Wood. But still Wood has to have eyes on the both fronts, looking towards the front and towards the back. Rick Binosley is still reminding him that if something were to go wrong, he is there. There will be a little bit of traffic for them, the car in front. It looks to be probably... I don't know, that's not FX. Now what will they do with this traffic? This might be a good thing for Martin Schaefer, as he might have been able to catch a slipstream. But more importantly, Nigel Wood will have to go around slightly through the final corner, which will not help him at all. And also Rick Binosley will have to make a move into turn 1 to try to pass the car. It looks like the gaps remain as they were before. So nobody gained anything, nobody has been hurt by the lapped car around them. Nigel Wood's trying to get the tighter line through turn 3, get a better exit into turn 4, and still just pointing the nose towards the inside, still trying to get into the head of Martin Schaefer. Maybe there will be something to make out of this. Into the left-hander they go, and it is a heavy offense from Nigel Wood. Trying to push as hard as he can, trying to find a way past the questionably colored Porsche, as Schaefer almost into the gravel through 6 or 7 and 8. And almost into the gravel, also into the 9. And still manages to keep the position from Nigel Wood. So yeah, definitely, a little bit wide there again from Schaefer. He definitely is on the edge of the car, on the edge of the grip that he is being given. And now to the inside Schaefer goes. We have not seen someone defend the position as heavily into turn 1. So let's see now, Nigel Wood has the outside line, will he be able to hang it around? Schaefer has a small look through turn 1. But there was the inside line for Wood. into turn 2 and a little bit of tap as Jake Moore fastest lap, that's nice, but this fight is nicer than that. And upper position goes Nigel Wood by a beautiful move, hangs it around the outside of turn 1, gets the inside for turn 2, blocks everything into turn 3. And Schaefer now will have to be worried about Rick Binersley behind, who has been looking on to this fight. And he has been able to see where are the strengths and weaknesses of Martin Schaefer in fighting off. Maybe he will have something already in the plans. Nothing through turn 9, as he has to lift off slightly. You can see just how much wider the car floats from Martin. But we are gonna get some traffic again, as small twitch there it is from Martin Schaefer that gives the opportunity to Binersley. And Schaefer has to pull off and pull away from that position, as it would have been slightly dangerous to hang on to that position. And now this will be an interesting part, what happens with the team orders, as Schaefer and Vlian both are the racing drivers for the third racing team, the Team Regretta Racing Division. Let's see, will Martin defend this position from Vlian strongly, or will he let the currently faster driver of the team get by? Let's see, Schaefer goes to the inside line, weaves a little bit, so this is a fight on between the teammates for sure. And also a little bit of lap traffic in front of them. That got really close from Nigel Wood. Let's see that as he was trying to get to lap what looks to be Damien Wilk. Meanwhile, also Vlian is making a move down the inside into turn 4. He goes. Let's see what Schaefer does right now. Looks like he will get the inside line for the next braking zone. As he tries to attempt to move, and Vlian cannot turn into the corner as neatly as he wants. But it is upper position, the 666 now into P19. Off he goes, and now he can chase off after Binersley and Wood. And all of them currently being hampered by traffic. Let's see how can they navigate this pack of slower cars around them. Binersley now gets the outside line. The corner, there is a little bit of tap. There is a small, quite a sizable accident happening between the cars. Let's see what happened here. That looked really weird, almost like a netcode has hit them or something. So here is Binersley lapping the 851. And as he turns in, there's a slight tap from the 851 that sends him around, and also there goes Vlian slightly clobbering his front left, and back we are into the fights, onto the start-finish straight. Wouter Vlian gets the inside line into turn 1. Under the brakes as Binersley just cuts in front of him. He keeps his position. Now I think they also have Carlos Bolanos for the party behind them really soon. And if they keep this fighting going on, Bolanos will definitely have an interesting one on his hands. You can see the Golf liveried Porsche in the background just flashing by. But these two will definitely want to flash by Damien Wilk as fast as they can to just keep Bolanos away for as long as possible. This from the rear wing of Rick Binersley, and there has been another tap into the turn 10, and it's absolute deja vu for Binersley. The same thing that has happened the lap before, and he has been caught by another car yet again. I don't know who that was. That looks to be the number 25. Ian Simcox, yeah, in the white and blue car. And Yeah, that's enough for Rick Winnersley there for the race. Elias Simcox waiting for him, but less about that, I think better. So back to Jake Moore. With 25 minutes to go. Just a casual drive for him at this point, being over 20 seconds ahead of Ollie Kirtan at this point. Man was just driving as best as he can. Yeah, 20 seconds right now. And no one can touch him, though, just keeping the gap there and there about the 5 seconds. Daniel Barnett around almost another 10 seconds behind. And RWB Tyrion close behind, to be fair. There might be something happening for the P4 in near future, but Tyrion did not have the greatest lap on the lap before, slightly losing to Daniel Barnett. Or it could be the other way around. Yeah, Barnett losing to RWB Tyrion. No, it was Tyrion losing to Barnett. Yes, I'm trying to make sense of the live timing and of the numbers it's trying to tell me. But now currently in P6, RWB Madly, and Musiblo making a nice race out of this. Really jumping up into the P7 with big gains of positions. Let's see. From P11, well, not that big of a gain, but still a nice jump up of 4 positions. It looks to me like during the pit stop phases, big losses were made again by Marko Budowski, who has dropped into P13, so 10 positions lost for him. Great gains were made by Martin Schaefer, who has managed to jump from P29. So as we could have seen during the strategical battles, there are places to be won and places to be lost. Let's finish off the top 10 with Sergio Rafael Lemk in P9. And catching up to Emil Sjöblom, so also these two might be getting closer and closer together. Fight prediction being about 6 laps, the difficulty of the pass, it's gonna be hard. You don't need any web service graphics to know that. Petr Pek, after he's been in the top 10, losing the top 10 positions, has found himself into the top 10 yet again. And also nice jump by Aaron Royling, but he's currently being haunted by the Godzilla. And the fight is on right now as Godzilla goes down to the outside line into turn 4. Royling sliding a little bit through the corner, but manages to keep the car pointing the correct way. As you can see, the penalty for Mikko Sky. So another victim of the track limits. Now let's see what the Godzilla can do. It's not a mountain, it's not a GTR. It's definitely a good ride for him today, as he's already up into P11 and knocking onto the door of the top 10. And soon definitely knocking will stop, and it's just gonna be bashing onto the door, asking to be let in. But the Royling currently just stays in a position, says no, although he almost goes off into the gravel and gives the opportunity to Godzilla. Now is a compromised line through the chicane. But there is a car in front of both of them, maybe a little bit of slipstream for Royling to be had. Godzilla is pulling slightly closer It's into the defensive line for rear and Roiling. Let's see, into the turn 1, who is the bravest under the brakes? Roiling has the inside line, tries to squeeze Godzilla out from the circuit as they touch a little bit once, twice, maybe even 3 times. As they trade paints from the car, and Roiling keeps his position with a slightly, you could say, aggressive, but fair move. And yeah, Godzilla definitely now is bashing onto the door to be let in to the top 10 at this point. It goes again to the outside line into turn 5. He might be able to get the run out of the corner with the more flowing line. But Roiling has the inside line, has the preferred line as he slightly runs Godzilla wide as he has to take to the gravel. Luckily manages to get the car stopped in time. That was a wild moment for Godzilla. Let's see that from the inside line. It's really close and he just gets scared off a little bit into the braking zone. It looked like Roiling was trying to turn into him, but Roiling just kept his line. Godzilla just twitched that slightly into the gravel and it's a big time loss for him. And the police have created a blockade here. RWB Rigel defending P14 and saying no civilians passed this point, only authorized personnel. But Camoletto definitely does not need any authorization pass, and let's see what he can do right now. Fighting off for P14. Onto the start finish straight. There is an okay gap between both of them. Looks like Camoletto won't be endangering Rigel and the crime scene that is the top 14 at any point right now. Slightly wide, there it is for Rigel, sliding a little bit in turn 10. The tires definitely are nearing their end, nearing their wear rate to the maximum. Definitely the left hand side tires will be on their last legs for sure. Looking at the pit stop, some drivers have definitely changed tires, some have probably just kept the ones they are on. And Jack Camoletto does not seem like he has quite a big speed difference between him and Rigel. Previous lap being really similar, Camoletto just 2/10 slower than Rigel, as we have a slow car in the second sector. I'm not sure who that is currently. That's number 76. Number 76, oh who am I can't seem to find the car. Or is that 52? No. Oh yeah, that would have been 52 of FX. Maybe trying to get different lines through the corner. And And that's an unfortunate message right there, as Peter Peck has managed to get himself a drive-through penalty. And this fight that has been 2 cars has now been upgraded to a freeway fight, as Marco Badowski is currently just falling like a stone. But a big and heavy stone falling through the well and going lower and lower and lower as he is currently under attack from Rigel and Camaletto. And this is definitely not a fun evening for Badowski, the man who was in P3 currently fighting off to stay in the top 15. Well, he will stay in the top 15, but with the rate that he's been falling down, it's gonna be a hard way to just stay where he is. And we have a replay here courtesy of RWB Charger, and something we have seen many times before. A nice candy flick through the corner, manages to keep the car out of the barriers, takes a little bit of gravel onto the trip, returns to the circuit almost into the way of Daniel Barnett, and back onto the road he goes, happily trundling around the circuit. And another one, as it is for Carlos Bolanos, and another penalty as we see for him. So yeah, the track limits around here are kinda hard, although not as bad as Zolder. And not bad looking here for Jack Camaletto as he tries to go around the outside of RWB. Rajo cannot hold it around there into turn 10. So stays behind, and this is something Marco Badowski will surely be happy to see, as this just allows him to keep driving and not have to be scared about the cars behind. Although there is one car in front that we will have to be scared a little bit about, as there is a lot of traffic they will have to manage and get by. But now it is Rigel in the slipstream of Badowski. And let's see what he can do right now. Maybe pulling to the inside line, trying to show the nose of the police car, and definitely has to be slightly unsettling to see that behind you. Let's see now, the lap traffic just pulls nicely to the outside, does not harm anyone in the process. And the battles can now resume. And Marco just holding on to his dear life. It is now to the outside line again, goes Rigel into turn 5. Maybe he can hang it around or try the switchback line and get the good run, but has to slide behind as Camaletto is looking really strong. And definitely someone Rigel has to count with. He has to be wary of the positions that he is in and the car behind is in as well. Yeah, out of turn 9 it is a defense for Badowski, so outside line again will be left for Rigel. And Badowski has outbraked himself slightly, goes wide through the corner, and now this gives opportunity to Rigel. Let's see, maybe also Camaletto can do something about that, as he tries to hang it around the outside and slightly sliding on the exit of the corner. There's a position for Rigel, and Camaletto now has to do the same thing again. So one more time out of the final corner. And let's see, Badowski definitely just looks at the time and wishes there wasn't 12 but just 2 minutes left in this race, as it looks like a really tough evening for the man. You know, after such a great qualifying, this will definitely be a disappointing run. Let's see, Jack Camaletto hooking up the car really beautifully through turn 3. Lots of speed being carried by him. And now has the outside line for turn 4 yet again. You see many drivers attempt the outside through there, but not being able to do something of a value out of that. Maybe turn 5 will prove a little bit more valuable for Camaleto as he goes around the outside too wide. There we go. Camaleto is still holding on as Badowski is just trying as hard as he can to stay in the position. Outside through 7, now the inside through 8, and it is up a position for Camaleto. And he manages to move the move stick really beautifully. Puts Badowski into the compromised line, and I don't think Badowski has a calm road in front of him as Patrick Peck, who had the drive-through penalty for track limits, is just 2.5 seconds behind. Or Patrick Petrpek, excuse me. And the Czech driver definitely has the speed in the car as he was in the top 10. And this will be not a question of when, or not the question of if, but when is he gonna catch up to Badowski, and where is he gonna get by him. He is about 10 minutes plus 1 lap probably to catch up and pass the number 45 machine. It will all depend on where is Jake Moore, who has just crossed the line, so this should be about 5, maybe 6 laps to go. It will all depend on how fast can Jake go. And we jump onto this fight, which is Martin Schaefer and Mad Al. And Schaefer, this time it has been him being slow, as Mad Al is catching up to him quite rapidly. It was 1 second on the previous lap. Schaefer definitely not liking the Porsche around this circuit. Mad Al being able to hook up the car much better through the corners. And let's see what can happen out of this fight of the silver and the gold. We have some small troubles up ahead. 991 off Peter Peck. Oh, what has happened here? The Dynamics Motorsport driver in a big troubles there. It was all good, all happy, nothing major happening. Oh, and catches the curb slightly at the wrong point. And the car is just gone. The rear end said goodbye, and oh, as he returned, he just gets hit heavily. And who would have that been? No, that wouldn't be Madley. Probably, yeah, that would have been Nigel Wood, yeah. So position gain for Nigel Wood. There might be one more waiting for him. Although Marko Badowski is currently really far. And he would really have to drop off heavily off the position for something different to happen. But let's go back to Mad Al and Martin Schaefer and see what these two have in store for us. Just dying moments of this Clash of the Warriors race. This Mad Al eyeing an opportunity for P17. Pulls us slightly more towards the inside to just remind Martin that he is there. To the inside line, Schaefer goes, already trying to break the slipstream as he weaves onto the start-finish straight. Tries to do as much as he can to just not give Madal any bit of opportunity. And he can definitely feel the pressure now. He definitely just thinks about how can he hang on to this position and not let Madal get by. Not this time around. I'll just keeps behind. But you can already see Schaefer just thinking about the defense, as he has to think about it now for sure. Madal has the outside again for turn 5. We have seen this couple of times. This outside of turn 5 can sometimes turn to the inside of turn 7. Not happening right now. You can see Schaefer just fighting the car at any point of the race. Madal tries to just show the car's nose into turn 9. But Schaefer not having any of that. Schaefer might not have the speed today, but definitely has the racing experience to know that Madal is just trying to play little games into that corner. And we have another spinner, will be the number 2 of Wayne Bennett. Through turns 8 and 9, and oh, Madal just on the edge of the braking performance, almost hitting Martin Schaefer through the chicane. That has lost him a little bit of time and given Schaefer that breathing room for a lap, maybe 2. Let's visit the middle-aged driver in his living room? Kitchen? Depends on how you wanna call this. It's best to be called probably his office for this weekend. Can see through the behavior of the car that just Madal is the faster of these two. Lots of speed, but Schaefer just manages to keep the car in the correct positions when they were fighting. The time that Al has lost lap before at almost the same place, and he has managed to catch up. And he has managed to catch up to Martin Schaefer. Almost into the same difference that they were when they have left this place. Now Schaefer a little bit compromised through the chicane. Maybe this can give Al the opportunity. Maybe we'll get on the power slightly earlier. Let's see, onto the start-finish straight. Can he get into the slipstream? Can he get any closer to the brightly, questionably colored car that is in front of him? As he tries to burn my eyes every time I look at it. Looks like Martin has lots of straight line speed in the car. It's gonna definitely help him around. But it's also the twisty bits that matter. If you cannot hold on to the car there, might not be any good to have the straight line speed. Madal has the look down the inside to turn 4. Schaefer just keeps the door open through the corner, gives Al the opportunity to at least get level with him. See Al now, you can hear the braking brakes early, tries to just switch the car through the apex, get the switchback line. Cannot get it around through the corner. And he's hurrying Martin Schaefer as much as he can. Trying to push the car in front as strong as he can, as there is a little bit of slide from Schaefer. Let's see if he can hold on to his dear life. He holds on to the slide. Now we'll have the inside line for turn 10. Let's see who is good under the brakes, who has enough braking performance left in the car. And Schaefer somehow manages to save the car and also keep the position. And that's gonna That's maybe gonna upset Madal slightly. The opportunity was there, and he just could not get past at that point then and there. He should have been ahead. And definitely maybe we'll be able to get by. So we are gonna go for at least 2 laps, it seems. Let's see, onto the start-finish straight again we go. Madal closing, slightly. Let's see if he maybe goes down the inside, pulls out to the left-hand side. Under the brakes, can he make the move stick? Yes, he can! And into P18 he goes. Martin Scheffler not putting up much fight, as he probably felt at that point. It was just a matter of time. And that is a position gain for Madal. Oh, and another unfortunate message it is yet again, and as Jürgen Royling, who has managed to somehow get back into the top 10 or make a nice comeback drive from where he started into the top 10, but the track limits are there and they've claimed another victim of this race. As he goes for his drive through. We are still in the fight of Aragel and Camaletto. These two have been together for quite some time. As we are coming onto the final lap, and let's enjoy this one through the eyes of Jake Moore. Well, and there it is, checkered flag, and Jake Moore takes another win home, commanding lead of over 20 seconds over Ollie Kirten. And we can just think right now and debate who can stop the man, who can stop him from taking another one and another one every time. It's gonna be a tough one for everyone, but it can be done. We have seen that in the past, but let's see. Ollie Kirten coming home in P2, though after all of the racing that he was trying to chase down Kirten. Now in P3 for the podium. Daniel Barnett comes home in P4. RWB Tyrion rounds out our top 5. Emil Sieblon in the end managing to get up into P6, with Sergio Rafael Lemke just closely behind him. Madly finalizing the result of P8, with Godzilla not far behind into P9. And you can see how far behind he is. It is Emma Plate who will come home in P10. Let me just find our race winner. Where is he? Where is the man? Well, I managed to get the man, the speed demon, Jake Moore. Hello, Jake.
Hello.
Man, what are you doing? This is not part of the script. You are not supposed to win it all.
I don't think I'm going to win them all. I certainly know I'm not going to win them all. Because I'm not going to be here for Bathurst. So.
Well, then win them all that you attend. What else to say? Over 20 seconds. That looks to be just a calm drive for you today.
Yeah, I think I had at least like 3 attempts on curtain tonight. So I just literally just managed the tyres towards the end. Didn't push too hard, you know, them stupid off tracks and drive-throughs are quite common around here. So I just played it cool.
Just how are you finding this Clash of the Warriors style that we are going for this time with a different car at every circuit?
I enjoy it, mate. It shows the men from the boys. You know, everyone's in the same car, so all it comes down to is the ability to practice and get the laps in and get your setup done.
I was just thinking, how much of a practice does it take for this kind of league?
I usually do a run on like Monday, Tuesday. Initially on the qualifying server. Probably get my qualifying done on Wednesday. Just jump in and get a few laps done, and then maybe wait until Friday is when I start doing my race runs. So, and Saturday I just turn up and just do the little hour practice before, and that's it.
Oh, seems rather easy. Just any message to the others on how to maybe dethrone you from the current winning streak?
Well, Charger would say just get me in traffic, and I'll crumble. But I think just racing. I got them quick couple of like 3-4 laps clear at the front in the first part of the race, and that's when I'm usually the strongest. Like really on like the first couple of laps, I'll put the pressure on, like when the like tire pressures and temps are coming up.
Yeah, at the start it looked entertaining because Kirtan managed to get the jump on the lights and was looking like he may be able to get by into turn 1.
Yeah, I think if he got a bit more of a run, he may be able to do it about on the outside. But I had the inside liner. I had the braking, so it wasn't too difficult.
Well, I will throw you back to the boys and we'll be happy to see you again next week.
Yeah, no worries. Have a good one.
Well, you could have heard himself. It's just a practice. You need to make it all the way. You need to be really tight, really close, really precise. Maybe just precise as Martin Schaefer, who has apparently finished with 0.2 liters of fuel remaining in the car. If there's some precision, that's gonna be definitely it. And that was it from me, Races All, for this evening, and I'll be happy to see you on RWB International yet again. Goodbye.